Vishnupurana. Tale of RIBHU and NIDAGH. Hearing Jadabharata's words, the king fell in deep thoughts. Jadabharata then narrated the tale of RIBHU and NIDAGH. Once upon a time, in the beautiful town of Vayanagar at the bank of the river Devaka, there lived NIDAGH, the son of Pulastya. He was a disciple of RIBHU, the son of Brahma. Once, after a gap of 1,000 years, RIBHU decided to see his disciple NIDAGH. So he arrived at Vayanagar. NIDAGH welcomed and treated him warmly. In the night after dinner, they both sat together, and NIDAGH asked him if he relished the food. RIBHU said, "O Brahmin, only those who feel hungry are sated. I have never experienced hunger or thirst. How then can I tell you about my satisfaction? Hunger and thirst are the virtues of the physical body. Health and satisfaction are the states of mind. O Brahmin, ask this question only to those who have these virtues, not me. Even the qualities of food like deliciousness and insipidness are meaningless because a delicious edible item loses its taste after some time and causes irritation instead of satisfaction. Hence you should strive to develop a sense of impartiality towards delicious and insipid food items. Also sense of impartiality is essential to attain salvation." RIBHU preaches NIDAGH. 1,000 years after this incident, RIBHU once again decided to see his disciple NIDAGH. So he once again arrived in Vayanagar. At that time, king of that town was leading a procession of his army. So there was a great crowd on the main road of the town. NIDAGH was carrying some worship materials from the forest, but seeing a huge crowd on the road, he stood aside waiting for its dispersion. Meanwhile, RIBHU also arrived there. Seeing NIDAGH standing alone, away from the crowd, RIBHU approached him and asked why he was standing there. NIDAGH said, "O Brahmin, today, the king of our town had taken out a procession. So I am standing here waiting for the dispersion of crowd, so that I can reach home and offer my worship." RIBHU asked, "It appears from your words that you know everything about your town. Kindly tell me who is the king and who are the subjects?" NIDAGH said, "The one who is riding an elephant is the king, and those who are following him on the ground are his subjects." RIBHU said, "O NIDAGH, you have shown me the king and the elephant together, but did not show their distinguishing symptoms separately. Who is the king among them and who is the elephant?" NIDAGH said, "The one who is above is the king and the one who is beneath is the elephant." RIBHU said, "Kindly elaborate what is above and what is beneath." As soon as RIBHU finished his words, NIDAGH climbed on his shoulders and said, "Look, like the king, I am above you, and like the elephant, you are beneath me." RIBHU said, "If you are like the king, and I am like the elephant, kindly explain to me, who are you, and who am I?" NIDAGH at once climbed down, and fell at RIBHU's feet and said, "Certainly, you are the great sage RIBHU." RIBHU said, "Yes, I am RIBHU and I have come to preach you out of affection." Thereafter RIBHU preached NIDAGH on the universality of soul and development of impartial view and left. By his preaching, NIDAGH's ignorance dispersed and he began to see all the creatures impartially. O king, like the Brahman who attains salvation because of impartial view, you also develop an impartial view regarding soul. Then you will not see anyone separate from you. Everything in this world is a manifestation of soul. Parashar said, thus preached by Jadabharata, the king of Saurvir left his partial attitude. Jadabharata too received salvation when he realized the true knowledge. Description of Manvantaras. Maitreya said, O Garudeva, now I wish to hear the description of all the Manvantaras and the Manas who rule those Manvantaras. Parashar said, first Manu was self-begotten. After him 5 more Manas occurred, namely Swarukish, Uttam, Tamas, Raivat, and Chaksush. All these Manus had occurred during the previous ages. The present Manu, Vyasa, is the son of the sun, and this Manvantara is seventh. In the Swarokish Manvantara, Paravat and Tushigana were the gods. Vipaskit was Indra. Urja, Stamb, Pran, Vat, Vrishab, Nitya and Parivan were the Saptarashis. Chaitra and Kimpurusha etc. were the sons of Manu. Uttam was the Manu in Uttam Manvantara. Sushanti was Indra with Sudam, Satya, Japa, Pratardhan and Vashvati were his Ganas. 7 sons of Vashishta were Saptarashis. In Tamas Manvantara, there were 4 categories of the gods, namely Supa, Hari, Satya, and Sudhi. Each of them had 27 gods. King Shibi was Indra during that Manvantara. Jyotirthama, Prithu, Katya, Chaitra, Agni, Vanak and Piva were Saptarashis. During Raivat Manvantara, Vibhu was Indra. There were 4 categories of the gods, namely Amitabh, Bhutrat, Vaikuntha and Sumedha with 14 gods each. Hiranyaroma, Vedsari, Urdhvabahu, Vedbahu, Sudama, Parjanya and Mahamuni were the Saptarashis. 4 Manus Swarokish, Uttam, Tamas and Raivat are said to be the direct descendant of King Prayavrat. During Chaksush Manvantara, Indra's name was Manijaf. Apia, Prasut, Bhavya, Prithuk and Lek were the categories of gods, each with 8 deities. Sumedha, Virula, Havishman, Uttam, Madhu, Atinima and Sahishu were the Saptarashis. During the present Manvantara, the sun's brilliant son Shridev is Manu. Aditya, Vasu and Rudra are the categories of the gods. Indra's name is Puranada. Vashishta, Kashyapa, Atri, Jamadani, Gaudam, Vishwamitra and Bharadwaj are the Saptarashis. Present Manu has 9 sons: Ikshvaku, Nrig, Drisht, Sharati, Narashayant, Nabag, Arisht, Karash, and Prishadra. Birth of Savarani Manu and future Manvantaras. Maitreya said, O sage, kindly narrate about the future Manvantaras that are to come. Parashar said, Vishwakarma's daughter Sanya was the wife of Surya. They had 3 children, Manu, Yama, and Yamani. Sanya once felt unable to bear the radiance of Surya. So, appointing Kaya, her shadow, in the service of Surya, she herself migrated to the forest and began to observe a penance. Surya mistook Kaya for Sanya and copulated with her. This resulted in the birth of 3 children, 1 more Manu, Shani, and Tapati. One day, getting angry for some unknown reason, Kaya, who was in the guise of Sanya, cursed Yama. Only then Surya and Yama came to know about her real identity. Through meditation, Surya saw that the real Sanya was observing penance as a mare in the forest. Surya also arrived in the forest and mated with Sanya in horse form. Their mating resulted in the birth of 2 Ashwini Kumars, Ritastrapha and Ravant. Thereafter, Surya brought Sanya to his abode where Vishwakarma dulled his radiance. Kaya's son, Manu, was a sibling of Manu, hence he came to be known as Savani. During the next Manvantara, Savani will rule as Manu. Sutap, Amitabh and Makaya will be the categories of gods, each with 20 deities. Ditaman, Galaf, Rama, Krip, Ashwatthama, Rishasring and my son, Veda Vyasa will be among the Saptarashis. By the grace of Lord Vishnu, Virochan's son Bali will occupy the throne of Indra. Daksha Savani will be the 9th Manu. During that Manvantara, Pa, Marajgaf and Sudama will be the 3 categories of the gods with 12 deities each. Adbut will be Indra. Savan, Dayutaman, Bhavya, Vasu, Megatithi, Jatishman and Sata will be among the Saptarashis. Brahma Savani will be the 10th Manu. During that Manvantara, Sudama, and Vishhud will be the two categories of gods with 100 deities each. Shanti will be Indra. Havishman, Sukrit, Satya, Tapamati, Nabag, Apratamora and Satyaki will be among the Saptarishis. Dharma Savani will be the 11th Manu. Vahanam, Kamgam and Nivangati will be the categories of gods each with 30 deities. Indra's name will be Vish. Nisva, Agnita, Vayushman, Greeni, Aruni, Havishman and Anna will be among the Saptarishis. Rudraputra Savani will be the 12th Manu. Ritu-dharma will be Indra and Harat, Rohit, Suma, Sukama and Zurag will be the 5 categories of the gods each with 10 deities. Tapasavi, Sutapa, Tapamati, Taparati, Tapograti, Tapaduti and Tapadan will be among the Saptarishis. Ruchi will be the 13th Manu. Sutrama, Sukama and Sudama will be the categories of the gods, each with 33 deities. Devaspati will be Indra. Nirmoa, Tatvagashi, Nishprakam, Naratsuk, Gritaman, Ava and Sutapa will be among the Saptarishis. Bhaum will be the 14th Manu. Sachi will be Indra. Chaksush, Pavitra, Kanishth, Brojik and Vakavrid will be the 5 categories of the gods. Agnabayu, Sachi, Shukra, Magad, Agnira, Yukt and Jit will be among the Saptarishis. With the passing of these 14 Manvantaras, a kalpa that comprises of 1000 yugas will come to an end. In Satya Yuga, Lord Vishnu preaches about the metaphysical knowledge in Kapla's incarnation. In Treta Yuga, he destroys the evildoers and protects the world. In Dwapar Yuga, he divides the Vedas into 4 divisions. At the end of Kali Yuga, Lord takes Kali incarnation and inspires corrupt people to religious path. Thus, Lord Vishnu maintains order in all the 4 yugas and causes the creation, sustenance and ultimately destruction of the universe. Veda Vyasa and significance of Brahmagyan. Maitreya said, O Lord, how did God divide Vedas in the form of Veda Vyasa during different yugas? Parashar said, during each Dwapar Yuga, in every Kalpa, Lord Vishnu takes incarnation as Veda Vyasa, and effects the division of Vedas, for the benefit of human beings. During every Dwapar Yuga of the present Vaivasvat Manvantara, different Vyasas have divided the Vedas 28 times. During the first Dwapar, Brahma himself had divided the Vedas. During the second Dwapar, Prajapati was Veda Vyasa. During the third Dwapar, Shukrakarya was Veda Vyasa. During fourth Dwapar, Brihaspati acted as Veda Vyasa. Description of other sages who acted as Veda Vyasa during the subsequent Dwapars is as follows: Surya, 5th Veda Vyasa, Mritu, 6th Veda Vyasa, Indra, 7th Veda Vyasa, Vashishta, 8th Veda Vyasa, Saraswat, 9th Veda Vyasa, Trama, 10th Veda Vyasa, Trishik, 11th Veda Vyasa, Bharadwaj, 12th Veda Vyasa, Antariksh, 13th Veda Vyasa, Vrani, 14th Veda Vyasa. Names of next 14 Veda Vyasas are as follows: Trayaran, Dhananjay, Krutanjay, J, Bharadwaj, Gaudam, Haryatma, Vajshrava, Trinbindhu, Riksh, Valmiki, Shakti, Parashar, Jachyukan and Krishna Dvaipāyana. After Krishna Dvaipāyana, Drona's son, Ashwatthama will be the next Veda Vyasa. Expansion of the branches of Rigveda. At the beginning of creation, Rigveda contained all the 4 Vedas, with 100,000 mantras. That Rigveda helped a lot in the propagation of 10 kinds of yajas. Then during the 28th Dwapar, my son, Krishna Dvaipāyana, effected the division of Rigveda in 4 Vedas. At the same time, he also trained 4 of his distinguished disciples in the study of Vedas. Each one of them was interested with the study of one particular Veda, for infinite period of time. Accordingly, Sage Pale mastered in Rig Veda, Vishnupurana in Yajur Veda, Jaimini and Samay Veda and Sumantu in Atharva Veda. With the four Vedas, practice of Chatahatra also came into being. Chatahatra is now the main guiding feature of all kinds of yajas. Vyasa also established the karmas of Advarayu by Yajur Veda, of Hota by Rig Veda, of Yugatha by Samay Veda and of Brahma by Atharva Veda. Sage Pale divided Rig Veda into two divisions, and taught them to two of his disciples, Indrapramiti and Vashkal. In his turn, Vashkal divided his branch into four sub-branches, and taught them to his disciples. Indrapramiti taught his branch of Rig Veda to his talented son, Sage Manjukya. Thus branches and sub-branches of Rig Veda grew substantially. In this tradition, Shakalya Veda Mitra learned the Samhita and divided it into 5 sub-branches. One of his disciples named Shakpan created 3 Samhitas, whereas his another disciple created Nirukta Grantha. Vashkal created 3 Samhitas and taught them to Kalayani, Gajur, and Taithara. Description of the branches of Yajur Veda. A disciple of Veda Vyasa named Vishnupurana created 27 branches of Yajur Veda and taught them to his disciples. He had a disciple Yajavalkya who was the son of Brahmarat. At that time, all the sages together constituted a rule that whoever did not join their group within 7 days on Mahamayu would be held as a sinner equal to killing a Brahmin. Only Vishnupurana had violated that ruling. The curse of the sages did come true when Vishnupurana killed his sleeping nephew accidentally. Then he asked his disciples to do away with his sin. Yajavalkya said, "Lord, all these Brahmins are extremely dull. I will alone do away with your sin." These boastful words infuriated Vishnupurana. He said, "You are insulting these Brahmins, so at once regurgitate whatever I have taught you." Yajavalkya said, "Lord, I uttered these words out of devotion for you. Still you wish me to regurgitate what you have taught me. Here it is." Saying this, Yajavalkya vomited out all the Shrutis of Yajur Veda. Other disciples of Vishnupurana begged them in the form of partridges. Since then, they came to be known as Traya Brahmins. Holding his breath, Yajavalkya then started the worship of the sun, with a desire to regain Yajur Veda. Pleased by his prayers, Surya appeared before him, in horse form and asked him to seek a boon. Yajavalkya requested Surya to preach him those Shrutis of Yajur Veda, which were not known even to his teacher, Vishnupurana. Surya preached him those Shrutis of Yajur Veda, which were known as Atyam. The Brahmins who read these Shrutis came to be known as Vaji. Nowadays, there are 15 sub-branches of these Vaji Shrutis, which were initially expanded by sage Yajavalkya.